Here's a second example. You're being given 2 points on a line. You're being asked to find that line. So like we talked about in class, step number 1 is finding the slope. There are lots of ways to find slope. We found slope a lot just by finding the difference in the x's and y's, or the domain and range. I'm messing that up. All right, the difference to go from 5 to 6, you're going to add 1. To go from -2 to -4, you're going to subtract 2. So our slope is the change in the y over the change in the x. My change in the y is 1. The change in my x is -2. So my slope is -1/2. That's step number 1. All right, step number 2 is I'm going to find the b. To find the b, I'm going to use slope-intercept form for the purpose of this class. This is what we'll be writing lines with. And I'll substitute in an x and a y and the slope to find out what the value of b is. So I can use either of these two ordered pairs. It doesn't matter. I'll choose the second one. The 4 is my x, the 6 is my y. So in place of the y, I'll put a 6. In place of the m, I'll put a -1/2 because that's the value of our slope. In place of x, I'll put a 4 because that's the 4, and a b, which is what we're looking for. Just solve for it. Solve for b. -1/2 times 4 is -2. To get b by itself, I'll add 2 to both sides. 6 plus 2 is 8, and that is a b. That's the second part of my equation, or second step in this process. The third and last step is writing the equation. So y equals mx plus b. In place of m, I'll put in my slope, -1/2. And in place of b, I'll put in what I got for b, which was 8. Now we're going to check it by using the calculator. My slope is -1/2. There's my slope. Well, there's my equation, rather. I'll look at my table. -2 and 5. -2 and 9. It doesn't work out. So it looks like I made a mistake somewhere. Let's see where I made a mistake. Did I find the slope correctly? My 2 points, -2 and 5, and -4 and 6. From 5 to 6 is 1, and from -2 to -4 is -2, so that is correct. I must have made my mistake here. In place of y, I put a 6. In place of m, I put a -1/2. And in place of x, I put in a 4. Oh, here's my mistake. My x is -4. So we're going to fix that. I'm going to change that to a -4. -1/2 times -4, if you're unsure, -1/2 times -4, it's really over 1. That's 4 on top. -1 times -4 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So my y-intercept is 2. So I'm going to erase this. That will change all of this. -1/2 times -4 is +2. Now to get the b by itself, I'll subtract 2. And 2 minus 2 cancels out. And 6 minus 2 is 4. So I think my equation is y equals -1/2 x plus 4. I'm going to check it again and make sure I did it right this time, because it's pretty easy to make a mistake. I'll change my y-intercept to 4 and see if it contains those points. It contains -2 and 5. Whoops. That part's correct. And it contains -4 and 6. So that's why I want you to check it. You can see where your mistake was, or see you made a mistake, and then you can fix it. So that is my correct answer, -1/2 x plus 4.